Hi, everybody. I'm Jen, and welcome back to Lantern Lights Adventures, the Old Gods. We are playing the Old Gods of Appalachia, the Breathing Mountain, a TTRPG with all these fantastic people. We're just going to go around the table and introduce everybody. We'll start at the top with Alex. Tell me about
Hey,
your character.
Dave, thank you for joining us. Thank you for including me. I am Lex Wilson. My friends call me Alex, and so can you. I use he/him pronouns, as does my character Dare, short for Alice Dare. He is a brash protector who knows Jack.
Fantastic. Thank you. Mal.
Hi, I'm Mal or Archangelic. My pronouns are she, her. I'm going to be playing Teresa Shaw, the superstitious sage who cannot escape the darkness. She's real weirded out and thinking about becoming a witch full time. So, yeah, her pronouns are also she, her.
Hey everybody, it's me, Sir Hackalot. I'm here. I'm on your screen, and I am back with Beatrice Huckwell, who is the neighborly explorer who does what needs doing. I use she/they pronouns, and she uses she/her pronouns. And I think both of us are just doing the thing where there's a lot of red string just all over the corkboard, and the dots, they're coming together, everybody.
Please, Soliloquy.
Hey friends, my name is Siliqui Jaden. I use they them pronouns. You can find me most places online as Fat Sapphic Bro. I'll be playing Jasper Joaquin Vicente, he they pronouns, who is a hardy protector who defends what matters. Welcome back to our space here at Lantern Light Adventures. This is home to all of our TTRPG and related content on Twitch. All of our games are also uploaded to our Lantern Light Adventures YouTube channel. There's a link to our link tree in the chat that you can click. It'll take you to all of our various social media pages, so you can follow us everywhere we are. If you want to keep up to date on everything we're doing, feel free to also join our Discord, which is linked in the chat. If you want to play with us or GM for us, you can fill out our TTRPG actual play interest form, which you can find linked in our link tree. And once you fill that out, I'll email you back with our TTRPG consent form, and then we can match you to games from there. Thanks for joining us today for the Old Stories, The Breathing Mountain, our horror-themed Old Gods of Appalachia actual play. We'll be streaming this game most Wednesdays, 2 to 5 p.m. Pacific time. Friendly reminder that this is a horror-themed game, so please care for yourselves as needed. As for where you can find us the rest of the week, on most Sundays from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. Pacific, we stream Era of the Dragons, our D&D 5e actual play. On most Mondays from 5 to 7 p.m. Pacific, Archangelic, our lovely producer Polly Geist, and myself have been streaming our playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3. If you'd like to play with us as a guest, reach out to me anytime. Otherwise, feel free to come hang out with us while we play. Most Tuesdays from 6 to 9 p.m. Pacific, we stream An Empty Dream, our Girl by Moonlight actual play. We are on a short hiatus for Girl by Moonlight as one of our players is recovering from some health-related stuff, but we will announce on Twitter when we're back at it. We also record an audio cast after show for each of our games where we go over any necessary advancement steps and debrief from the game. You can listen to these for free on our Patreon at patreon.com/lanternlightadventures. All of these after shows will always be free, but we appreciate any contributions and support as it helps us continue to bring you awesome queer content. Just as a reminder, each month we take the last 7 days of the month off so that we can edit and prepare more content for y'all, as well as take a bit of a break to handle our day-to-day responsibilities. And finally, in support of a free Palestine, we will be financially supporting a family through the Pass the Hat project. More information for that will be shared once we are assigned our family. Until then, there is a donation link for Doctors Without Borders on our page that you can support in the meantime. Thanks so much.
And thank you once again to all my players. Now, just to go over some finer points, just so we're clear across the board, as we might be advancing into things. Are we still okay with claustrophobia, tight spaces, caves, dark spaces, and horror themes in general? All
Good to
right.
go.
Fantastic.
Yep.
So last time you've kind of dug through the archives, met a strange creature in the archives, got some clever outmaneuvering with Teresa's little magic, and realized they hit rather hard, whatever this strange creature is. And through a series of ones, you've managed to gain yourselves a bunch of XP, and I'm proud of you for doing so. And as we kind of tilt away from that, you kind of discover that Jonas goes by another name. Sweet Boy has been lying to you about his name and what he's actually doing here. And he, once you've kind of cornered him, kind of revealed that he too is a bit of a witch. And as he sits down, leans forward, and addresses you all, and he says, I'm sure you have a lot of questions. Let's get started. Sitting in your home, Teresa, this young man named Lucas, also known as Jonas, you've dug through his things. You weren't stealing his things. You were not prying through his things. You were trying through Lucas's things, not Jonas's things. It's not the same. Don't worry about it. We are looking past the fact you are actually digging into Jonas's things. But that's okay. He also read his diary. That's a little weird, but I allow it because it's funny. I also read diaries that were my sister's, not on purpose. They left them open, but here we are. And
I
as
also
Jonas,
ate a yogurt that had his name on it.
oh yeah,
Lucas's name. I'd not.
oh
I would
yeah,
never do that to Jonas.
Okay, no, never to Jonas.
He
Oh,
labeled his food. I respect that, but
yes,
Lucas, I don't know Lucas. You know.
You respect the name labeling. If you, it's not the same. They're two different names. Yeah, respectfully, that's on point. Oh, Dare, you had a little apple surprise on your stove, and Clover and Cookie are now your best friends. Good little dogs that you have there. But this young man is sitting in Teresa's home, leaning forward, addressing you all, curiosity in his own face, and he seems to be eager to answer your questions that you have for him. He has been missing for a few days, but other than that, he's here, alive. As far as you know.
Thanks for planting that idea in our heads. Jeez.
So how long have you been at this?
On being a witch or being a spy.
Yes.
Well, been a witch all my life. Got it from my mom and dad. Mom and dad are hedge witches, so know a few things around the bush, or so to say. We're good witches, so to say. We're from Toledo. We live up by the lake, Erie. We know a bit about this part of the world, mostly through context in Lexington, but a spy only recently. It's 2-3 months now. Mostly because we weren't getting any correspondence out this way, so they didn't know me, and I seemed like the best fit for the job.
No, was there okay, so that suggests that there was correspondence going out to y'all previously that stopped, or you just never got it?
A little bit of both. Mostly we corresponded with the outlying towns, towns beyond Timber. But when we try to reach some contacts here in Timber, we just never got a response. And we became worried. And as the years kind of rolled on, we just grew more worried because Timber's kind of been a blind spot to many of us at the moment.
Okay, I think I'm still a little lost. I guess general context of what exactly?
Well, there are certain points within the world that witches like to connect with. The Appalachian Mountains are kind of a hotbed for that old magic, and waterways are carriers of magic. So we like to set up various posts, and well, this part of the world is pretty ideal, in all honesty. But when Timber started to go blind to us, we didn't know what to do. We just thought maybe the witches that lived here moved out, or magic that we had here just started to die. And we were ready to accept that because it happens. It's a natural thing. People move on, magical places kind of fade away, shift spots. It's nothing unusual to us, but it was unusual when we lost contact with one of our main witches who did practice quite actively here.
And
Are
who
they
is that?
And are they okay?
We don't know, honestly. But from what I've been seeing, I doubt it.
Who is it?
You might know them as Maya. Maybe. I don't know. They might have changed the name. They might have moved on. I haven't seen them, in all honesty.
And we don't probably none of us know Amaya.
You don't know Maya, no.
Did they say anything about what their cover role here was?
Um, Maya served as the midwife for a while. She moved on to just general practicing and kind of keeping to herself for a while, but that's about it.
And does that ring a bell?
You know of a midwife. She didn't go by the name of Maya. She went by the name of Emily, and she was a fairly well-respected midwife. But she stopped practicing about 5 years ago, and you've just not seen her since.
Okay. We I think we share that. Um, it could be Emily, but we don't have any information for you.
Hmm.
I might know around where she might have lived, but that would have been years ago, so probably not necessarily where they were five more recently.
Yeah, you know where you would know, definitely all of you would know where most of the midwives in town would live because they're kind of central to town because they play such an important role.
Hmm.
So you would know they kind of have a row or a street to themselves that they live largely on because it's so central to the rest of the town or city itself.
Well, you came at an interesting time. Um, let's work backwards, though. You were at the archives, and shortly after you were at the archives, we ran into something,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we described the attacker or the thing we attacked because we were scared. Um, does that sound familiar at all to you? Either what that was or why that was?
Thanks for a moment. Let's see if Jonas is the smart boy today or not. Is rolling. He kind of tilts his head and wiggles it a little and says, I've heard of them, but I've never encountered them. Um, I think Mama called them blank-eyed men. They're kind of weird little creatures. Nothing going on up there, so to say. They kind of he thinks for a bit more, and says, kind of, well, they follow orders more or less, and that's it.
Orders from a witch or orders from like a god?
Anything that made it.
We've heard tell of some gray lady.
You messing with the gray ladies.
I ain't messing with nothing. Just heard about it.
You don't want to mess with them, Miss Teresa. They're the devil's servants, quite frankly.
I might have messed with them,
Oh,
but I didn't mean to.
well. That sucks.
Yeah, there was and I tell them about the mining collapse and the deal that we didn't realize what the deal was at the time. You remember, you probably ran into Silas, and before he died, and tell him the circumstance where thought he was in trouble, and so we tried uh, to break the deal in order to save the people who were affected by it. But it turns out the deal was keeping keeping some dead people around, and that's when the deaths started. And I tell him about Applejack and what we know about everything. This is my confession.
He ponders for a moment and stands up and kind of paces the room. Let me roll actually see if he's actually smarter than he thinks he is. It's decent. When you mention Applejack, he kind of pauses and looks back towards you, squinting a bit as if he's pondering something. I don't think your Applejack is a gray person or a gray lady, but the deal that was accidentally struck falls under something older than them.
Yeah, I think that I fucked up their deal. I think that's what I mean by I fucked with the gray lady.
It's possible, but gray ladies deal in death, not the perpetuation of life.
Hmm.
You might be dealing with two separate deals here.
Well, I think the other significant thing is that we first met Applejack the night after you arrived. Other people, I think, saw him first because we started seeing that apple mead, which was somebody else striking a deal with Applejack, I think. So it's not like he suddenly appeared that day, but he did appear to us shortly after we met you.
Maybe you're dealing with a desperate soul in Applejack. Because Crossroad Man only deals when he wants to make deals, when it benefits him.
He seemed very happy with the request that I made, which I thought wasn't necessarily something that he'd be happy with, but so whatever deal it broke, he wasn't happy with that deal in existence, I think.
There are some times where you can trick beings like Applejack, or force their hands if something is being held over them. If that deal or force or whatever it was broken with your particular deal there, he might have been happy about it because he was no longer bound to those restrictions.
Maybe. You say sometimes you can trick beings like that. Not me. And metagaming, but I've tried this twice now in TTRPGs, and both times it didn't go well. I thought I know how to make this wish.
Jonas kind of ponders it for a moment. Has he come after any of you directly?
No.
And not for lack of antagonizing him.
And he's all given you one for free.
At least offered.
Yeah, offered.
I think Teresa took him up on it. Teresa will say I did take him up on it and see if I could get any information about what was going on. And it seems like every time we take a step forward, we just end up with more questions.
I'm gonna be real honest. Crossroads Man doesn't make a deal like that with anybody.
He likes our biscuits.
You gave him biscuits. you I don't think you have an enemy in Applejack. I think he's actually a friend in his weird roundabout way. He's offered you something that he would offer no other, and you gave him biscuits, and he's not come after you after everything. I think he likes you.
How do we
He's
get him
got-
to stop hurting our town?
Get ahead of whatever this deal is. Break it before he finishes his part. Make a new deal. Maybe kill his captors or find his captors spirited away. Something that benefits him and what he wants, I suppose.
What's your end game here?
Honestly, to bring timber back online. A lot of magics here.
And what does that look like for the rest of us?
You go about your day. You actually have a summer. When was the last time you had a summer? Or a fall? Or a winter?
Have we noticed anything wrong with our seasons?
You think about it for the first time and realize it's been perpetual spring. Just like Applejack has told you. Your flowers, Teresa, were always spring-like, and he said they weren't dying because of him. They were dying because it was finally summer.
I feel like Teresa feels like she's waking up from a dream, like coming out of a dream logic, you know? Like, and she just says, that can't be right.
You have memories of snow, but not snow in your valley. You know snow exists, but last time. Shit, when was the last time it snowed?
I haven't had to sweep the leaves off my roof in a long time. Yeah, that was a full-time job.
And I'm just gonna hazard a guess it hasn't been since the day the accident happened at the mine.
That bitter day in April. Just like those papers said.
It all comes back to that one day. The the day the mine took so much from us.
And the stars were doing cartwheels in the sky.
And Applejack, it seems like Applejack has been taking like one person a day so far.
So far.
I can't imagine I'm on his good side at this point. I did shoot him in the head. It wasn't as
Jonas.
effective as I hoped it would be.
Jonas laughs at that. And he says, the fact you aren't dead says a lot.
Yeah, Teresa came through with some something.
Between Teresa and him actually liking you, I'd say you've picked a side, whether you wanted to or not. course, you can not always unpick it. Just gotta be careful how you do it.
I feel like everything comes down to whatever happened at the mine. I everything changed that day. What do you know about who was it? Hannah. Hannah was talking about taking you up to the mine.
Yeah.
What were you looking for?
Honestly, I was looking for anything magical up that way. There's a lot in the mountain, just not a whole lot around it. Well, the town, sure, there's tons in it. Trust me, I've seen a lot of those deer Dare told me about. Fuck, so many eyes. But there seems like a dead zone between, I don't know, like a buffer zone almost.
Would you be willing to show us?
Yeah, I could show you. Won't be too hard. The trail's all right.
I looked at the rest of you and said, honestly, I don't know much about what's going on, but everything we found has pointed that way.
Mm-hmm.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah, I think that's a big piece of the puzzle.
Okay. I guess pack your mountain stuff. Any of you have a canary? Shit.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no. Could we even get one in town? I doubt it.
Maybe not so much in town, but you know that the mines are
Oh, the
quite
mine would
possibly
probably use
have
them.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could use a candle in a pinch. I know that
I-
much.
I think I know a guy. No, I don't know if I know a guy. Seems like
For
seems
the
like
sake of
something
this,
Dare.
yeah.
I can get you a canary. It
I
seems like
would say
something
yeah,
Dare.
because
Yeah, maybe.
there you have those connections to what you want and how you go about things. You would have made those connections. You definitely know that up in the mining office near the mountain mine itself, there is kind of where Silas has a kind of bird apiary for birds, and there are a few canaries there. And you know that Silas never really actually locked it because he thought that was cruel, and he loved those birds. But yeah, you could probably just go take one.
There are two lovebirds there, and one of them might be dead because the other one, it died. It brought it back. No, okay. Too deep of a cut. And all right. Well, feel like a little field trip.
No time like the present.
Yep.
Anyone who's not armed might want to pick up a tool.
Oh yeah. We're grabbing the hatchet this time.
Mhm. Yes. Any character justification we need to be carrying armor as people living in a mining town. Yeah.
I
Me
mean,
with my massive axe.
there's bears, there's wildcats, mountain lions. There's perfectly tons of justifiable reasons to be carrying weapons and armor.
Sure.
Yeah. So, gather your party. You head up towards the mine, and the rain from the previous nights kind of still make the path kind of slick and wet. But with careful trudgery and careful step, you're able to get up to the base of the mine itself. And off to the immediate right, you do see the mining office, the places where men will put their tools, put their mining equipment, and what have you, kind of up in there, lanterns, helmets, everything you would need to mine dynamite. If you really, really wanted to push the mountains, you would bring dynamite down. But everything's there, everything's quiet. It looks like nobody's really mining at this moment, despite it being a weekday and there should be mining activity. Nobody seems to be there.
Strange.
Well, we did have another death, so people might be a little skittish and also mourning.
But it ain't the only thing that's been strange.
See, you also have, as you approach the office area, you do have the mine entrance, but there's something a bit off about the mine entrance. And you, Teresa, and those magically inclined would feel kind of almost the way you would feel as if you put your head underwater and you have that pressurized sensation, as if something's being cut off. You're aware of the world around you, but there's a pressure and a cutoff to the larger extent of the world around you, is the best way to describe it.
Feel like Teresa would just kind of like grab onto Jasper's arm and give it a squeeze. But she's used to feeling things other people don't always sense, so she doesn't think anything of it more than that.
As you do so and kind of move past the door itself, realizing this is probably the buffer zone Jonas is talking about, you move towards the office. It persists into this office space. And beyond the office space, you do see the apiary where the canaries kind of sit, and you see a number of cages for these birds and mining equipment and long poles kind of to hold these cages out in front of people to give an early alert system. And you have your choice of canaries. There's really pretty yellow ones. There's really pretty green ones. There's a red one who just kind of seems to be pouting in the corner. Closer inspection, you realize it's not a canary. It's a small parakeet.
I already have my pets, so whoever wants dibs.
I'll hold the canary.
All right. You can put it in the cage, or you can just kind of tuck it into your pocket if you want. Either way.
I'll keep it in the cage so that we can have like eyes on it. So
Yeah, of
Pocket
course.
bird.
Pocket bird, go. New form of pocket sand.
yeah, Teresa's already got her pocket sand.
Give it a name.
True.
Give it a name. It's now a pet. It can't die. And if it can't die, we can't die by
We
a
can,
gas leak.
It lives in your pocket forever.
This is the loophole. This is the
Have y'all seen like pictures of like the like canary like resuscitation things? Because the miners would get attached to these canaries, and like if it passed out, they're like, we'll give it oxygen to wake it back up.
Yeah. They really love those canaries. They're a very important part of the mining society. But you have your canary, you have your cage. And if you want to take a poll, that's up to you. If you don't, that's perfectly fine as well.
take a poll, you said?
Yeah, so you
And,
could
like,
have
hold
like
it.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
so you have a bit more of a buffer between you and deadly gas.
Yeah, I'll take the pole along with it. So
You
I don't
have
have any weapons, so
I take a look for any other tools. Is there any like? I mean, they're not gonna have the dynamites sitting around, are they?
uh, they are a mining company, and dynamite rarely strayed far from mining areas. So yeah, you would have about.
I mean,
Let me see how much
I was
dynamite
gonna
you
say, do
can
we want some
scrap.
just in case dynamite?
Yeah, I like some emotional support dynamite.
You can find 3 sticks of dynamite to put into your pack.
sure, I'll take at least one. Does anyone else want to carry some?
Yeah, I'll carry one.
I could also imagine that you don't want to carry one because it is dynamite, and there's no safety tools protecting us, just the parakeet.
Yeah. Sorry, the parakeet has plot armor. You don't.
I know.
Yep, I think 2 out of 4 people with dynamite is a fair amount to have.
Sounds great. I'll take 2 sticks then. Cool. Yeah, because if we didn't, even if we didn't take it, I was going to take it and hide it, and just for later. Let's see. Probably have flint and stuff. We don't need to write that down in our.
Yeah, you could just, if you just
thing.
want to make a mental note or write it down on a piece of paper and say, hey, I'm gonna light this. It's gonna be like, cool. You're lighting
Teresa has
some
a
dynamite.
lighter. Like Teresa smokes and has a lighter. Like so.
Okay, you've got the fire, you've got the explosives, and you're going into an underground cavern. I love this for you guys. More for me.
I'm gonna name the canary Lucky.
Lucky the canary.
Oh no.
Are there
Lucky the
any?
canary.
Are there any just like log books about like people's hours, or I don't know how? They're probably paid by weight.
Yeah,
Oh.
they would be paid by weight, mostly by the ton, so X amount of tons they would get paid by. Yeah, there would be something out there, mostly in a large ledger book, and you would see the dates and kind of that crooked handwriting Silas had, and you see the names of people on various crews circling in and out. It seems they would rotate 5-man crews every hour just to keep on top of things.
Okay. If I see any like anybody on I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but I'm just going to see if I see names and numbers where it says like amount due and has not yet been paid. I'm just going to add like some ones or zeros. Just like where it doesn't make it too obvious that like, oh, you're now owe this person $1,000 where it used to be 100. Just sort of like give little people some tips.
Oh yeah, nobody's there to see you. You can definitely
Perfect.
do that. And I doubt the mining men or the company men would notice too much. They have money.
That's cool. That's cool. That's all I want. So I want the workers to be paid just a little bit more and to hurt them just a little bit.
That's perfectly fine. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, as for anything weapon wise, you can take up a pick. You can take up the dynamite, which you have. Let's see, there would be hammers to do wooden struts. There would be some blacksmithing tools for iron pushing or iron rails down in the mine, or any fixes that they might need. Lanterns, if you need them, they would be there. They would be hooded lanterns because if any sparks hit particular certain pockets of gas, you would have a disaster. So they would be very special type of lanterns.
I will take a hooded lantern.
Yes, you have one of those, and they are gas proof, so there would be no smoke flame, more or less. And they would have a mirror to project light outwards. Shining brass to project the light outwards, I should say. But you can pick up those easily enough.
Great.
But with everything, what would you like to do now? You can go back to the mining door. You can just yell into the woods. Up to you.
I like that this was an option presented. You ever want to just yell into the woods?
It's very cathartic, let me say.
Mm-hmm.
It's not cathartic when
let
something
us-
yells back.
No.
No, not at all.
That's what I'd be afraid of. Yeah.
Would you like to go to the Knotwoods?
Let us descend.
All right. So, as you approach the door, you're greeted with this. This puzzle takes place in mine entryway with a heavy, solid wooden slab that resides and falls for a door. This door was designed to open and close by turning a massive caspin. As it turns, a giant chain is pulled and causes the door to rise. The problem is that the chain is worn and has snapped. Someone has visited this place and looks as though they attempted to lever the door open with a long iron rod and a stone block. The rod is about 15 feet long, jammed under the wooden slab, and is rested on the stone block itself. The block is 2 by 2 by 2 feet and placed about 8 feet from the door itself. Someone pulling down the lever will lift themselves off the ground before lifting the door. To a more pulling down will bend the rod. Bending it back is quite possible.
Oh no. Puzzle doors.
Um, puzzle doors.
So here it is in its full text without it being against the map.
And is the capstan, is that on our side of the door, or is that something that...
Yeah, it's on your side of the door because
Okay.
you would have to turn it, but
makes
it is
sense.
broken.
Oh, yeah, okay. Gee.
Um, Teresa is going to like come up to the chain, look at it, and is it just broken in like one place? Like one of the links is broken?
No, it's like almost shattered across the entire chain.
Okay. That's going to be a little too much for hedge magic. Okay.
Will it bend the rod kind of cleanly, as in like fold it, or will it sort of just create a curvature?
More of a curvature because it's an iron rod.
Okay. Hmm. And I imagine that the pole that we have for the canary is not very sturdy, not like an iron rod. So couldn't be
No,
like
it's more of a wooden rod with a iron hook at the end.
This is very much physics because I feel like we can move the block and that's gonna do different amounts of force. But I'm not good at physics. I had to take it in undergrad and then I threw it out of my brain.
Yeah, right now
So now I'm like,
yeah, right
but-
now the block is about halfway for the rock, halfway like in the midpoint
Yeah.
of the rock.
about in the
Mhm,
middle.
So moving it forward, it should create more bend
Mhm.
with two. Well, maybe with one. I don't know. That's the whole like that's where I don't know. Like two people bend, one person no. Because I think the force would be this if the same amount of force to move it. Yeah.
I think my guess is just to move that wooden block closer. Like,
Sounds what like my intuition is telling me to.
Mhm.
It's like we can always try it. If bends the rod, we fix the rod.
yeah,
Yeah, the
I-
rod is like something you don't have to worry about breaking, so you can do trial and error with this, so you
Yeah.
don't have to worry about that.
And we have dynamite.
You'll have dynamite.
Use it immediately. Keep everything in. Oh
Yeah,
my
like that.
god! Can you imagine?
Can't figure out this puzzle. Let's call it
Blow it
out.
up.
God, give us a hammer and everything becomes a nail.
Come on.
Like-
Two of you haven't used your wishes yet. Come on. What are you
No.
waiting for? What are you saving it for, huh?
We're not at a crossroads right now.
No, there's
Applejack
only
will-
one path right now.
Well, Applejack
it's a
also said
block
he'll
path.
call if you call him, so he'll come if you call him.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think he cares that much where we call him.
He likes you.
Okay. So what if we wanted to do like the first like 4 or 5 feet then? Like let's essentially split the distance between the previous location and the actual door.
Yeah, I like that.
Jasper's got an inability in knowledge puzzles and problems, so you know, just standing here ain't smart but strong.
Sure.
So we'll have to figure it out and get Jasper to actually do it. So
That's fine. You just
Dare
tell me
is
what
good
to
at
do.
Sudoku, but no other puzzles. He's just Sudoku all the way. He just, you know.
all right. Yeah, I say like, yeah, we split the distance like with Dot, and yeah, Jasper, if you want to try and push it down.
Yeah, sure thing.
Okay. Move the rock closer, correct?
Mhm.
All
Yeah.
right. And you push the rod, Jasper?
Yep.
All right. You do so, and the door lifts, allowing the less force against the door to kind of physics it open, small enough, wide enough for somebody to crawl through on the other side. And those who want to can make a perception check if they get down low to look into this hole.
Yeah, I'll look into it. Come here, character sheet.
That's just intellect.
Mhm.
Oh wait, I don't have perception things, so
I'm going to stand really near you just in case it's about to fall. Try
Oh hey.
and do something about that.
Oh, nice. Beatrice, you get an XP for that. And
With the nat 20.
yeah, with the net
Yeah.
20, you get an XP. So you get XP
Oh,
on ones and get
nice.
XP on 20s. So both Teresa and Beatrice, as you kind of get down on the ground to look through, you realize there's a working caspin on the other side that will actually loop it upwards and actually hold it upwards. And as long as Jasper keeps it at where it is, somebody can get through and secure it on the other side.
There'll go.
Okay. Get on your belly there, crawl through army style, what have you. Cobwebs kind of get your face, a little bit of moss clings to you, but you crawl through just fine. Caspin is right there, and you can turn it.
Nice job, Jasper.
Yeah, it's the easy
And-
part.
And Miss Beatrice, everybody. This was good problem solving.
Well done. You can all take an XP for that.
Woot.
Sweet.
Look at us go.
Mm.
My skill in engineering did not help at all.
All right, let's move to the next scene. Now that you've entered into the cave itself. So now that you've secured the door open, light kind of spills forward and kind of pushes its way across various rock forms in front of you. You see a well-worn stone path. Looks like the miners have either built something out or something placed these paths here. Either or. You see kind of flickering in the distance lantern light and bug light, lightning bugs, possibly both. But the path ahead of you is dark, and just like the cave around you, it's unique in its darkness. But it's cavernous, much bigger than you expected, and there's a kind of a strange fog rolling in, settling in places. It's beautiful. Terrifying, but beautiful.
Well, it may be worthwhile to go towards. You say we see lantern light?
Yeah, it's elevated, but it's there. It's kind of almost above your eye level, as if it's sitting on a higher platform. You are on a platform yourself, but it's almost like it's skewed from your perspective. You would have to go down and almost back up to reach this light.
Lucas isn't with us, right?
Lucas, for if you want him with you, you can, but he would more be an asset in helping you fight rather than being me saying, hey, do this.
Mm-hmm.
But you could have Lucas stand outside as a lookout if you want. It is up to you.
I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Consensus of the group?
Yeah. I feel like he could just keep a lookout.
Yeah, that's fine.
It'd probably be good to have somebody outside of the mine in case something happens to us and someone needs to come get us. So
Mm-hmm.
Designated survivor.
Yeah.
mhm.
All right.
Exactly.
Sounds good. All right, I'll take the lead.
All right.
You want to head towards the lantern light or something else?
That's something we can investigate first. So let's let's do that.
Right. You are able to move your tokens as you wish. The space is yours to explore.
All right.
Just tell me what you're touching.
Do we want to do anything with the parakeet?
Yeah.
Might be a little early, but you know.
Yeah, we're not that deep into the mine yet, so but she like Teresa just has it out in front of her at least. Like
Mhm.
so.
Yeah, cool. All right. If you're not using the pole, I could use that to like stick the ground to make sure there's no, I don't know, the equivalent of if you're crossing a river, finding out if there's a big
Mhm.
big dip. But here it'd be whether there's something about to collapse on me. Not that
Mhm.
not that my weight might do more than just the sticking with a pole, but yeah, okay. I'll head towards the lantern. I'm holding the lantern, the hooded lantern, up to watch my step, so I don't run into things. But otherwise, I'm not being, you know, so cautious that it takes forever to get there.
Of course. Easy enough then. The path before you is fairly well laid out. There are bits of falling rock here and there, so you do have to step over some rocks here and there, but it's not treacherous by any means. Um, you are able to find a path that kind of veers off to the left and the right and forward. So you do have kind of your choice of paths. The quickest way would be forward. There is some water that you would have to cross through. Might get your shoes wet, but that's fine. There is a path to your right, some water. Again, some shoes might be wet, but there is a path that leads that way. And the right just kind of, or the left kind of just seems to dead end towards the back.
Preferences?
Mm,
Maybe we go forward.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay. Moving forward, you do find bigger rock piles you kind of have to climb over. You scare a few rats that are living in that rock pile, but other than that, nothing really bothers you. You pass through two kind of raised mountainous platforms. It looks like they're just part of the mountain itself. It's fairly grassy in here for no light being in this space. It's almost tropical, for lack of a better word. The fog, it realizes more of a mist, and it's sticky and clings to you as a tropical mist would. It kind of fades away the deeper you go and kind of settles into a cooler fog once more. And you see more like wild orchids and soft sea flowers and what looks to be daisies and foxgloves or hooded monk, whatever you wish to call them, kind of littered around this beautiful cavern space as you move into it.
This does not seem like a typical mine here.
Not at all.
It feels more like a ruin.
Yeah.
Has this always been here?
In my very limited time working in the mine, like that was years ago, no. It's like when your employer puts in a garden.
Mhm.
It's just such a weird non sequitur compared to the cubicles. This is not a mine phenomenon.
Flowers were the last thing I was expecting to find down here.
Feels weird.
Applejack had a special affinity for flowers, didn't he? What did he say? What did he say when we accused him of hurting the flowers?
Something about the green.
Oh yeah. Is this the green?
Well, feels like a good. Feels like it'd be a good descriptor.
What did he say about the green?
Trying to remember. Me as a player doesn't remember.
He said he was in service of the green.
And he was offended that I told him he killed my flowers.
He took personal offense to that.
Well, let's watch our step and not
Mhm.
in case any of these are his friends.
And guess we'll carry on forward then.
There was something written in who we now know as Lucas's diary about protecting the green at all costs. Browns have to do what Browns do, and that's to protect the green at all costs.
Like brownies? Like little goblets?
No, Browns, like their last name is Brown.
Oh, the brown. That's
The
right.
Browns, yeah.
I say we're probably not too deep in the mine. We're yelling. I gotta worry about a cave collapse, right?
You're muted.
Am I?
No, Jen.
Oh,
No,
Okay.
you don't have to worry about that.
okay. What did you mean about protecting the green at all costs?
No, you're just kind of there at the entranceway at the moment.
Hmm.
So Lucas didn't hear me. Is that
Mm, he did, but he seems to be considering something before he kind of steps in, pokes his head in, and says, "The green is," kind of sees that you're down and realizes that you're down in a pit, and he kind of walks down the stairs and says, "Well, the green is the source of all good magic, of all good things. Green witches, white witches, like that sort of magic. There's black magic, white magic, green magic. It's more complex than that because he pauses as he realizes he's starting to ramble. But in a very simplistic, glossed over view, the green is the source of all hedge magic. There's a lot of good behind
is the green a park where a park shouldn't be?
it. He kind of squints. Kinda. I mean, it's an abundance of life. It's abundance of plants. It's abundance of everything.
Okay, we might have found it.
Oh snap! As he kind of looks up and around, realizes he doesn't have a lamp with him, and kind of grumbles to himself.
So he can't get to us because he doesn't have a lamp. Is that what you're saying?
Oh no, he can. He just can't see what you're seeing at the
Oh,
moment.
okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, if you want to come with and take a look,
He kind of points his thumb back at the door. I mean, you sure? Because if nobody knows you're down here, and that's not me being weird.
I don't have a strong opinion whether he stays or not.
Yeah. The only thing is that he might know if we find something, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I don't know how much I can trust him anyway, but that's this player me. So
Well, if he does need to go get help, he might be as much help as Lassie, who can't communicate.
yeah.
Because no one's gonna help him in town that we're stuck in the well. All right. Yeah, I guess we'll tell you later.
He kind of scrunches like a turtle. Okay. Heads back outside.
All right. Head towards the. Does anyone want to do anything while we're here before we? When I said I wanted to lead, I meant just like take the hit if somebody attacks
Yeah, yeah.
us. I
You're
don't want to
going
make
in
any
front.
decisions for anybody. That's too much responsibility for Dare and
I
me.
think I'm good to keep going.
Okay.
I am as well.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Head towards the light. The
So you
lantern.
march forward, kind of crossing what seems to be like a very thin stream of water. Your boots get mildly wet, but your feet stay dry, so you don't have to worry about it too much. And you have to ascend up a set of stone stairs.
All right. I does it seem steep? Does it seem
Well, it seems
or unusually dangerous? Like the pebbles are loose and all, or
no, it actually seems well kept. The
Yep.
stones are a bit old, of course, but the path is fairly well kept up to this area. The lushness of this grassy area becomes even more evident. You do smell the abundance of flowers. If you've ever been to a heritage garden where the flowers actually smell like they're supposed to, it's starting to smell like that. Very intense floral smell. And as you approach this lantern, you see it's kind of sitting on top of a stone kind of platform, a circle, stage, what have you. And you realize there's like yellow stones carved, or maybe sandstone, used as an outline of a series of circles.
All right, I take a Claritin because of all the
Yeah.
and then I say, hey everybody, take a look at this, and want everyone to get a good look at these circles.
Well, that don't look like something the company would have made.
Not at all.
How many circles?
There is one big outer circle, a small medium circle, a smaller circle, and almost it looks like 6 circles kind of overlapping each other, with the center circle with a dot in the middle.
Maybe if we have any paper with us, maybe write, like, sort of draw this out just so we have a record of
Mhm.
what it kind of looks like.
Yeah, I can do that.
You're doing that, we realize there's kind of on the back side of it, though half of it's fallen away, there's almost as if there was a ring of stone pillared and an almost room-like structure, or more cathedral-like, or maybe a gazebo-like structure, but half of it's fallen away. The pillars are still there. Some of the support walls around it are still there, or beams or what have you are still there, but it seems a lot of it has crumbled away. It seems to be maybe part of a larger structure that's no longer intact.
Well, we've come this far. Might as well take a closer look.
Agreed.
Let's go get close to it.
As you approach it, you realize there's 4 stairs leading up to the platform. And it's smooth, almost river stone. Beautiful gray, almost granite-like sparkles in the light. Beautiful streaks of black through it. And it's just nice looking. And the sandstone that makes these circles has the beautiful oranges and tans kind of streaking through it. And it's well kept, well loved. That little torch in the middle seems to illuminate it. By all means, it is peaceful in this space. Very contradictory to what you expected.
I think Beatrice is just like trying her best to make sense of like what this circle instead of circles means.
Of course. You, Beatrice, and you, Teresa, can roll knowledge, arcane, history, what have you. And you, Dare, and you. And you, Jasper, can make me perception checks as they do this.
Would this be understanding or using magic?
Yes.
Either one.
Mm-hmm.
Only got an 8.
It was better than my 3.
12 for me.
15 for me, and I am trained in perception now.
Cool. Okay, cool. Okay. Top of the order. Teresa. Mhm. You understand because it beats the difficulty set. That this is a summoning circle of sorts to old magic, good magic. You, Beatrice, understand that it is a circle, has a bunch of cool runes around it. Something you would probably see Teresa do, but that's about it. You're more interested, I would say, in the archaeological side of it. That's a lot of cool history, especially since a lot of these pillars date back to Romanesque times in that particular style. Pretty cool. If old, out of place, shouldn't be here, sort of deal. But that's what you know. You dare. As you're kind of looking at the circle, leaning close to Teresa, realize that the torch isn't actually placed in the ground itself. It's floating at a weird side angle, hovering. But it's lit, and it kind of clicks with you that a torch shouldn't be lit in a door that was closed. And you, Jasper, see things kind of push up out of the flower and foliage towards you. They kind of stay low to the ground, slinking toward you. They don't seem hostile. They're just curious from what you understand. But they're strange.
I think I will so I tend to stick very close to Teresa's side, so I will squeeze her elbow and just kind of non-verbally direct her eyes.
Do I also see these things like coming up?
Yeah, now that they've been pointed out to you, you see that these strange creatures are keeping low to the ground. They're approaching you with curiosity, not hostility. They seem to be strange, paled face creatures with kind of like, you know how Yorkie dogs have that kind of weird beard around their face? Kind of like that. Kind of pointed ears that kind of flop to one side. They're hunched over, strangely muscular for such small creatures, and black eyes and sharp teeth. But they just seem to be observing you so far.
Teresa will kind of squat down to their level a little bit and kind of, I assume, like also have like a hooded lantern, just kind of set it down and say, we're honored to be in this place. We ain't gonna harm you. And we hope you don't harm us.
Roll intelligence or persuasion if you have it.
That is a 15.
All right. You say these things, and there's a moment quietly passing between you and whatever this creature is before you see a large hand reach out and knock on the wood and then onto the stone a couple times, and it echoes. And you realize these are the stories Owen told you about. This little creature is a Tommyknocker. A friendly, a good creature. Skittish, but make nice with them and they'll be nice to you.
Teresa will say, Tommy knockers. Dare, you got some bread?
So at this point, I realize what exactly you're doing and what creatures you are entertaining, and I'm like, holy shit! Uh, and
There's a chittering of holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, as more Tommy knockers poke their head up.
oh my god, I love this. Oh, sweet. All right. Yeah, I got biscuits. So yeah, I take some biscuits. I like take a pinch off and eat it, and I set a couple down. Yeah, break them apart a little bit so that people can share, or the little ones can share. I take a step back to.
There's a chittering through all the gathered Tommy knockers as they kind of rush forward, take the biscuits, and split it amongst themselves. And it's almost as if you're entertaining 3-year-old toddlers at this point. They kind of sit down and they're just happy, chittering with each other, sharing food, passing it between each other. And after a moment, they get up, knock a few times on the stone, and then vanish back into the darkness.
Well, let's hope that made
life.
let's hope that made us a couple friends.
Yeah, I hope this wasn't a bad batch. I didn't. It tasted fine to me, but sometimes you add too much salt, and this could go either way. That's why you always taste it first.
I wouldn't always tell stories of like harmless little pranksters. Move your tools around, but won't hurt anything.
You also know that they protect miners quite a bit. They're very fiercely protective of their tunnels and miners that dig out homes for them. You know that Owen has owed his life a few times to Tommy knockers, alerting them to cave-ins.
They'll keep us safe as long as we don't hurt them. But we do need to remember we're in their home.
Well, just before you saw that, I was looking at this torch that's kind of floating like magically. It doesn't seem to be natural. And did I understand you right that there's something there's almost a clue that maybe there's a door behind it, or
No, it's much just like decorations behind
Okay.
it, as if it was almost an amphitheater type
Got it. Okay.
space.
Got it.
You
So,
said the torch
weird.
is sideways? Like it's just
Yeah, it's just floating sideways.
As one does.
As the one does.
Does the flame still go up, or does it also go sideways?
It seems to still go up. It just
Okay.
seems the implement for it goes sideways.
Okay. So it's pretty
Oh.
weird. It's not fully weird.
Yeah.
This place is full of magic. And I know that Teresa can feel that.
Mm-hmm.
She sees that torch sideways and like just wonders if it would illuminate better upright. So she just like reaches out with a little bit of hedge magic. And one of the things hedge magic can do is cause small objects to float in the air. And I wonder if I could just turn it upright with just a little bit of magic.
Okay. So you reach your magic across the circles towards the torch to correct it upwards. And it corrects upwards. And as you do so, the circles glow. Beautiful golden light kind of cascades, circles faster and faster around till all the circles are filled. And as your magic kind of pulls back to you almost gently, welcoming you, holding you in that space, Teresa, you all see a very hunched figure in the middle of the circle, kind of curled in on themselves, withering away as if decaying. It's sad.
Are you hurt?
There's a quiet moment as this figure turns their head towards you. Large, impossible eyes. Nature itself clings to this creature, and for a moment you feel unbridled joy before it dies. And it says, "Nah, I'm not hurt. Stopped feeling for a while now." Looks to all of you and gives a kind of hard smile. Bread's good though. They stand up and grow impossibly tall, skin made of oak leaves, branches kind of pulling at its hair, and kind of spreads its hands before it collapses to dust and pulls itself up with a struggle and says, "What are you gonna do?" Can't hurt me any more than you already have. I'm tired. Tired of everything I've done for the past 10 years.
Is someone holding you here?
They hold up a hand, and you see them kind of put down a number of fingers. Yeah, I would say so.
What can we do for you?
Well, you have a couple things you can do for me. Give me a name, a proper name. Set me free. And I can carry on as I always do. Let me finish the contract you set out before me, Mr. Dare. Or you free my beloved. I'm just tired.
I don't understand.
The dust heap pulls themselves upwards. You don't need to understand. You just know that there's a wrong in the world. You gotta make it right. I'm tired of making deals at crossroads. I'm tired of making deals with people who do not honor the old ways. I'm tired, as you see the ground start to crack outside the circle. I'm just tired of being angry. I am supposed to be nature at its fullest, and I haven't been nature in 10 years. Because of you crawling, broken things who think they're better than the force around them that is nature. And you make me pay each and every day for it. Because your arrogance is better than your generosity. So those deaths that you taxed me with, they're nothing to me because it makes me happy to see arrogant people fall. That's my payback into this world. I don't care if it corrupts me. I'm tired. I want to be free. But I've got a promise to keep. And she is well below this mountain. Keeping her safe I can do that a bit longer.
So I give you a name and the deaths stop?
The figure kind of nods a little.
I have sensing lies.
You know that he's being very honest with you, but he's not telling you the complete side of why he wants a name.
Yep. I figured it wasn't the complete truth.
There's something a little bit more to it. Just a bit more.
Y'all, am I about to do something really fucking stupid?
It's
Just,
time for stupid.
Just above the table, I'm ready to make a big move. So
Oh.
I'm here for it. If you want to do something, you know,
Anybody got a name of a loved one they want to?
that's not the route I was going to go. So,
Nobody's got anything? All right. All right, John.
The strange figure looks to you. Give it to me. He tilts his head. You can call me something, but you have to give me that something. Those are the rules.
I definitely don't understand that, but
He thinks for a moment. I give you the name Savior. Kind of gestures with his hands before he kind of catches himself from collapsing into dust again.
I give you the name John.
Magic intensifies it around you, Teresa. And you all watch as this man made of oak leaves, twigs, sticks, nature itself sighs, and he looks so peaceful. I am John. As the leaves fall away, and you see ginger-haired man, freckles, blue eyes, bright as the sky, stand there before you, mining clothes, and he says, I am John, and I am free. And the magic circle cracks, breaks, and the lantern dies out. He kind of looks sad for a moment and kind of shakes its head. No more killing from me, Dare.
I offer him a biscuit.
He takes it and eats it and says, I guess I'm one of you now. Humanity's not so bad. Thanks. He looks to Teresa. We have some things to talk about, but later. I'm gonna go for a walk if it's all right with you.
Enjoy
Sure.
your peace, Green Man.
Yeah.
It's your life to do with what you want. But as for the name, it's also my daddy's name.
There's a small snort from John. It's a good name, Mr. Dare.
Wear it well.
He nods and heads towards the entrance, and as he does, The fireflies multiply and grow, and the green blooms evermore. You see trees starting to reach up to the cavern. And as that happens, we'll go into our break. As I held you over a bit.
It was very much worth it. All right, folks, we'll be back in 10 to 15 minutes. We'll see you soon.
And welcome back as we have turned the green man into a human by giving him the name John, releasing him from the burden of what he was tasked to do previously before the party, and releasing him from the deal he made with Dare.
Do
Magic.
I get
Okay.
do I get an experience point for not naming him after a My Little Pony? Because this close to Twilight Sparkle.
I mean, I'll give you that. Yeah, you've
Oh.
convinced me.
Okay, but now I really want it to be Twilight Sparkle.
You've named him John.
Little
It's
retcon.
written in my notes.
Too
Right.
late.
Sorry.
Damn it.
Too late. It's in the notes.
It's in my notes.
Right.
Sorry, it's already in ink.
Can't argue with the notes.
So let it be written. So let it be done.
But the space in this cavernous area has almost become a dense wood in itself. Floral groves blossoming forward, and it's peaceful once again. But away ahead of you, past this broken circle, is a dark entryway leading deeper into the mountain itself. You feel the rush of cold air push out at you, as if the mountain is sighing in relief.
Yeah, I think Dare's in his own head right now. He's like probably crying a little bit. This is sort of like his weight's lifted. So he can still like walk ahead of people when we decide where to go, but I don't think he's going to be contributing much to the decision making right now.
Teresa will say to Dare, I think you did right giving him a person's name.
Well, if more people keep dying, then we'll know I didn't, but or if something worse comes. And they're the only people who survive, is the other three who were slated to die. But thank you. And thank you for stepping up when I didn't use the right words. Story of my life.
I have a
Yeah.
good feeling about this one.
Well, that's reassuring. Thank you.
So do we go forward and see if there's maybe more?
Sounds like it's time to visit Beloved.
All right.
So further in.
Further in.
You push in, the breeze kind of pulling your hair back, and a weird exhale of almost a sigh as you stumble into a cavernous space before you. It's fairly dim in here, and you do see spots of light ahead of you, but they're on the ground, glowing almost. And the space seems tight. There isn't a healthy air about it, as in the previous room. This space seems, well, cave-like. With the use of your lantern.
Give Teresa's token some. You got it.
The lantern kind of spills across stone structures in front of you, splitting the path into 3.
Preferences?
Probably just go forward from here.
I do have a curiosity about the, glowing ground.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is I'm curious about that myself.
Let's make our way there then.
Okay. Push forward. There's 2 glowing spots, one towards the immediate top to the right, and one towards the left, more down towards the bottom.
Yeah, well, up we go. Playing dolls on the map. It's my favorite part.
Yeah, I can continue to go ahead just to make sure that if something jumps out at us, it hits me first. Or I hit it, Who's to say?
Lantern spills into more open cavernous space. And as you approach the light above you here at the right, you realize that the stone itself is glowing an odd orange color, and there's almost a gentle heat coming off of it.
And does it feel like it's getting warmer as we
It feels it feels like
description of the light? Okay.
it feels like it is getting a bit warmer. Yeah, I would say that. It's not intense even when you're on top of it. It's more like a nice sunny day.
And is it more like these little tributaries that are just kind of spidering along, or is it more like a pattern, I guess?
It's kind of like those tributaries.
Okay.
You could almost akin them to veins.
I'll kneel on the ground and get a close look at it.
Of course. You can roll intellect, or if you have nature, or if you have geology. Um, Magic would apply to this as well.
I have none of those. So I'll just click the intellect button and see what happens. I mean, I have intellect, just not high intellect. 16.
Very good. As you get close, you kind of get down on it and realize that this is kind of an amber vein, a rare amber vein, and kind of almost under it in a weird way are glowworms illuminating upwards, creating this almost illusionary glass effect of lava. It's a strange kind of way of how they live, apparently.
Huh. Well, I thought McCavish would be too cheap to put in accent lighting, so That actually makes more sense. So, huh. And I kind of tap it with my finger just to.
Yeah, you do so. It's almost glass-like in the ring. It's charming
Yeah.
in a spooky space. I'll say because you rolled so well, you do notice something kind of approach, just on the peripheral, kind of peeking in at you.
Yeah, I slowly rise, not in a threatening way or anything, but I widen my stance a little bit as somebody who, has assessed threats before.
Mm-hmm.
And
Stays on the outside of the light. It doesn't push further, but it's watching you.
Jasper, you see this? I sort of nod in the direction.
Do I see this?
You see a pair of eyes lingering in the dark. It's formed not quite in the glow of the glowworms, but yeah, you do see it.
Mm-hmm. And point out to Teresa as well.
Whatever we do, don't tell Beatrice.
Oh, yo, this wall looks really cool over here.
No, I would,
Yeah, for
we're
sure.
close enough to
we
Beatrice.
we
Yeah.
pass it along. Yeah, it's just
Nudge.
funny that
For sure.
Nudge, nudge, nudge. Just
Hello.
telephone it back and forth.
You say hello, and there's kind of an whispering hiss back at you.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
There's another hiss, but this time it's behind you.
Ah,
Yeah, don't like that.
ah.
A third hiss, and this time something really quite bold steps into the light, and you realize it's not a Tommy knocker.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
And its friend joins from the top, and you've seen this before, Teresa. It was peeking at you in your kitchen window way at the start of this game. Now there's 3 of them. I'd like you all to roll for initiative as the wrongness creeps into your field of vision. Not happy you are in their territory.
where is initiative on our character sheets again?
It is one moment.
Maybe on the combat page, maybe?
Yes, it should be.
It's a skill if you're trained in it.
Yes, okay.
I'm just gonna roll with you, honey.
I got an 11.
I am proficient. There should be no way to roll a 1.
Well,
I also rolled a 1.
Yeah.
oh my god,
Cypher
y'all.
system's funny like that. You just do flat dice rolls, but the difficulty is eased based on if you're trained or not. So
Got it. Got it.
Okay, yeah, sure. So I'm gonna let you know.
I've already earned my
Okay.
2 XP for this thing. So.
Oh no, it's because you get an extra one if it's made by the dice. So
Oh, okay, cool.
yes,
Yeah, I always forget about that.
yeah. If the dice make it, then it's a freebie outside of me.
All right. I should be to the left of, who is that to the left of me on the thing? Is that
That's Teresa. Yeah.
okay?
Mhm.
So you
Let
want to
me-
swap places? So,
Yeah. Go
yeah.
ahead. Thank you.
Wait, Jasper, did you roll a one? Oh no, Jen's doing stuff. Sorry.
I
Okay,
did
yeah,
roll
I was
Yeah,
just
one,
like,
but
I didn't do that. What's happening?
No, it's just so I can put you into combat
Uh-huh.
order better. So I can organize these ones. Okay. So I will address the ones on your turn. If you are okay with that, I can resolve them now or on your turn.
Oh, my
I don't
turn's
care
fine.
either way. It's fine.
Cool, cool, cool. So at the top of the round. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. At the top of the round, I believe it's Beatrice, correct? Yes.
Yeah.
Beatrice. And then Teresa, you'll be on board.
I mean, considering this thing just came up and hissed behind me, I'm getting the sense not a friend, not a friend, not a friend. I'm gonna try to hit it with my hatchet, I guess.
Okay.
I am not a magic user, so I will just try very hard.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you have a minor effect. You can do a minor effect towards it, or to your environment, or to your friend, or hit it for 3 points of damage.
As in like 3 additional to what the
Yeah,
damage
it's-
already is. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and do the extra 3 then. Because the hatchet is 4, so that would total at 7.
Sure, yeah. So you swing at which one are you swinging at?
This is one that decided to, come
Is
up
that you?
behind us and
Yeah.
scare us.
So you hit it and you strike it and realize, yeah, your axe cleaves right into it, and as you pull away, it kind of crumples into dust and dies.
Ah,
So this one's dead.
goodbye.
Goodbye. Oops.
Where did everybody go?
You
Oh,
killed
there
us
we go.
all.
I've killed you all. I'm so sorry.
Ah,
But this guy's
nothing remains.
but he's dead. Okay. Next up is Teresa.
Oh, okay. Well, these guys don't seem nice, so Teresa is going to cool. Okay. I'm gonna use ribbons of darkness to the I'm going to like have this one surrounded by darkness.
Okay.
No bigger than an immediate distance in diameter. Not sure what that means. All tasks by the creatures in the area are hindered, and leaving the area requires the creature's entire action to move. So
Okay. Okay. He'll make a speed defense. Okay. Okay.
yeah, so Teresa can feel like Owen
Mhm.
there and like tries to subconsciously like say like protect me, and it will reach out these ribbons of darkness.
Okay. These ribbons of darkness kind of shoot up around this strongness. And as it does so and kind of shields itself in the dark, um, you get the sense that it's not quite hindered by darkness itself. It seems to be quite happy to be in the darkness.
Don't like that. That's my action though.
No, no. not a problem. But you are aware of this kind of magic contrasting against yours. This creature, whatever it is strange, wrong. And as we kind of roll on with Dare and Jasper at the start, these creatures will cause a tunnel collapse. So as you are kind of pushing in, trying to do this, Jasper, you kind of want to do your best to protect Teresa, of course. It's what you need to do, what you want to do. But you realize as these creatures scuttle away, this side tunnel here has collapsed inwards as the ground shakes and shivers and stones fall in. You don't take immediate damage, but you know that these creatures are fairly powerful. For as small as they are, they will fight back if you challenge them. And the second one, Dare, you realize is doing the same as its buddy and causing a secondary tunnel collapse down towards this left hand side. So the right hand tunnel that leads upward is gone, as is the left hand tunnel that leads downward gone. Luckily, your path behind you is still clear, but these creatures mean business. And it's your turn, Dare.
When I resolve the one, or is that
Oh, yeah. No, the tunnel collapse was the one.
okay? Great. All right.
Oh, that was your GM intrusion.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Um,
that's the GM intrusions are the wrongness caused tunnel collapse in the immediate area.
And have we had a 10-hour recovery roll since the last?
No,
No. Okay. Well,
because
then
you
never mind.
spoke to Jonas right at the end and came here.
That's right. Okay. I don't have my throw assault, so sorry.
No salt in my eyes today. But I did not put the damage inflicted upon your characters as part of that intrusion. So carry on, Dare.
All right. So our only way out is basically behind me.
And forward, as
and
far as you
forward.
know.
Right. Right. I say they're collapsing the tunnels. Retreat. And I say I'll take up the rear. Jasper, make sure you get everybody out. And I attack the one on the left with my crowbar,
Go on.
my wrecking bar. That's
Yes.
more. That's even tougher sounding, more manly.
Yeah.
Nice.
Even like a wrecking bar.
Okay. That's right.
Okay. So you hit them, and how much damage does your crowbar do?
I have to close my sheet anytime I look at the map. 4.
4. Okay. Cool. You hit it pretty hard, and it seems to pull away. It does not like being hit, but it's pretty heavily injured.
Okay. I also give it a name.
All right.
Asshole.
It hisses at you. Does not seem to care for that name.
You could have gotten a biscuit. You couldn't have been nice.
Jasper, your turn.
All right. Dare said we should get out of here, so yeah, I'm gonna try and encourage my party mates to get out of here. I don't know if there's anything I can physically do to help that though.
Fortunately, no.
Okay. I will use some of my movement to start backing out, but I'm not going to go too far out because I don't want to leave folks alone.
Of course. Short. Okay. You see the injured one that Dare had taken on scuttle up and over the rock and plant itself in front of Beatrice here.
Ah,
It'll-
not again.
There's
It
no
hisses at
attack of
you.
opportunity or anything like that.
No, unfortunately, not with this particular system.
Okay.
But as it kind of scuttles up and over the rock, hisses down at you, it seems to be protecting a territory. You hazard that you just stumbled into its home, and it's just angry that you've upset its home, more or less. But it will attack you, and if you have no armor, will do 3 points of damage to you. And it starts to coat you in harmless coal dust. So, and insult to injury, you are now covered in coal dust.
How dare.
The second one will kind of sail up to you, Teresa. And if you have no armor, we'll do 3 points of damage to you.
What kind of damage is this?
Space damage. It won't bypass any psychic armor, but it will deal 3 points if you don't have armor. If you have armor that protects you, it will reduce by how much armor you do there.
Yeah, I don't have armor. I just don't know how to do damage on my character sheet. So
Damage would be just taken away from one of your pools. So you
okay.
have your speed pool, your intellect pool, and your
Might. Yep.
might pool. So you start
Okay.
with your might pool, you reduce from there first, and then you move on to your intellect pool, and then on to your speed pool.
Okay. Ow.
Yes. So you don't want to go down to 0 in your pools. Let's just say that. Because then things start to get dicey. But at the top of the round, Beatrice, it's your turn. This thing's spitting dust at you. Oh, you, Teresa, are also covered in coal dust.
How dare. Is it in my way?
It's not so much in your way as it's just hovering above you like a cat would, as if it's trying to get at you.
Okay. Fair enough. Seeing that we're looking more to retreat, I think Beatrice is just gonna look at the thing to say like, okay, I'm going. I'm going. And start heading out.
Of course. Start moving away, and this wrongness hisses at you again.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the most of it. I'm just gonna spend my turn going away.
Okay, you spend your turn going away. Teresa.
Oh boy. Okay. Let's see what I want to do. Because can only bind one of them. Yeah, I'm just gonna spend my turn like trying to get away from these things to get back out of
course.
here. Yeah. I don't know how far we can move away, so
The standard 30 feet. They have
Yeah.
yards, but we're just gonna say 30 feet because
Yeah.
nobody uses yards. That's so stupid.
Yeah, and then it's just like short distance and long distance and stuff, and it's like, okay, let's
Okay.
calm
Yeah,
down.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that makes
Distance
sense.
mechanics in this game are interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
I say short distance is between 5 and 10 feet. Medium distance is between 25 to 35 feet. Long distance is 45 to 60.
I say they put it in a language that Dare understands, like a cow's fart or a fart. One distance or the other. Yeah.
All right. Yes. As you move away, Derek, top of the order, or next in line.
All right. I want to move basically between everybody, between to stop, or if I, basically, I can either hit them or I can basically, if there's a mechanic for this, hold my attack if he tries to come after us, and then, or if this person tries to pass me, I hit him.
Yeah, you can hold your action in case they come at you. So I would say that.
And I'm not worried about them coming after me. I'm worried about them coming after the rest of
Yeah,
us.
yeah. I got you. You hold your action. Okay, Jasper, you're next.
I think I will. You just continue to move out. It looks like everyone is following suit. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I will hold my, what is it called? I will hold my devoted defender if Teresa takes damage again,
Okay.
because that is an action.
All right, as you do so, you're moving down. These creatures, one will come for Beatrice, who it hits that. You can take your action, Dare.
I'm gonna hit that person or hit that thing.
It
8.
does 4 points of damage. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's good. It crumples into dust, and cold dust kind of smokes across the floor. It is gone.
That's the one that hissed before.
Yep.
Okay, and I turn to the look at the other one and say, "We're fucking going."
It hisses at you, and you hear a mocking tone of, "You're fucking going." Or you would until one peers down the hall from you.
Of course.
And it hisses at you, Jasper, not pleased to see you coming at it as it's trying to go up back home.
We're leaving. We're leaving.
At top of the order, Beatrice.
Try to explain that to them that the cipher system doesn't allow for an easy retreat.
Does not. Jay, this guy still has to come. So this guy is going to come at you, Dare, and deal 3 points of damage to you if you don't have any armor.
No, but I have something. Let me see here. Ability trained without armor. What does that mean?
I
I did not write it down.
I
I think it
don't
might
have
mean
it.
that I have like some bare armor, like some slight protection even without armor. Let me see what that means. You said I got hit for 3?
Yes.
I'll look that up while you move on to the next thing.
All right. Beatrice, top of the round, your turn. One just appeared, the other one's hissing at Dare. It's not a fun time.
No, it's not. It's like we have to go that way. It's like, and we either keep going forward and this one's gonna get mad at us, or we try to leave and this other one's gonna get mad at us. So, we have to do our best. Trying to look at like, oh, do I have anything in my inventory that might help? I should maybe look at that. I don't think so. No, not really. Yep, I'm just gonna keep moving up the hallway, even though he's angry.
As you do so, it is your turn, Teresa.
Well, that's our exit. Gonna pull out that twine again and just kind of loop it through into this like intricate knot and pull it tight and do a quick bind on this creature. So it is on the one that's blocking our way out.
Okay.
So that will keeping it from moving or acting for 1 minute. It's frozen solid.
Mhm.
And while bound, it's impervious to harm, cannot be moved, and is immune to all effects.
Okay, cool.
All right,
It's frozen.
Sorry, good.
Go ahead.
Trained without armor means that I am trained in speed defense when not wearing armor. So mechanically, what does that mean if I'm hit for 3?
He didn't hit with a speed attack, he just hit with an attack, so that wouldn't apply in this particular situation.
Okay.
So
Just
any
take 3.
creature that attacks quickly or swiftly would be a speed attack, where you would have to make a defense roll against it.
Got it. Thank you.
Not a problem. So this guy's bound. This one's hissing at you. And Dare, it's your turn.
You're muted.
I said I'm moving. I'm backing up. Clearly trying, but they're clearly gonna hit us anyway, so I'm hitting first. Not gonna wait for them this time.
Yeah, you get the sense that these are exceptionally territorial creatures.
Yep, I am too. My mountain.
So as you retreat, it comes to you, Jasper. You see the one frozen down there at the bottom. I would actually like you to.
I miss with a 6, right?
No, 6 hits. You do hit it for 4 points of damage.
Great.
It's not looking too good. In fact, it doesn't look very good at all. Let me actually try this. Yes. So, Jasper, would you allow me to intrude?
Oh, of course.
As you're trying to retreat down the hall and you see this creature frozen, make me an intellect defense roll. Meaning you roll your intellect against this creature. So just roll your intellect.
Okay, I am trained in intellect defense. I rolled a 5.
Okay. Just push this. Let's see the numbers because I don't want to do math in my head at the moment. Okay, cool. So with a 5, you feel something kind of push against your mind. It is kind and gentle, warm embrace, a gentle memory of love and kindness and sunny days, butterflies out in the field, sitting on the mountain, looking at the sunset. A joyous memory of love. And it's beckoning you towards it. Just so briefly towards it, and it's calling to you. And then it fades.
I think Jasper will have a little shiver. And I'll make a mental note to share that with the group later.
You keep retreating. Top of the round, Beatrice.
We're just, we're just gonna keep fucking up. Please don't hurt us. Yep.
So you keep running. Teresa, it's your turn.
Yeah, just gonna keep running.
Okay. Keep running. Dare.
I'll swing and then run.
Okay. Swing. And you hit. And you see this creature that was behind you pursuing you crumple into dust.
All right. I yell, I got it, and come after them. Do we get them all as far as we know?
Just except for well,
Where's the?
there was we defeated 2 so far.
Oh, that's right. There's one in the bottom right corner. My map
Mhm.
was scrolled out. Okay.
Yeah.
You've defeated 3, so they're fairly
Okay.
easy to take down. They just cause a lot of havoc when you guys roll a 1.
Okay. I'm probably moving too fast to stop and listen, but that's probably my instinct is go. Is there more coming? Is the question on my mind. So, but I'll save that for the next round if I don't get attacked again.
All right. Jasper, you're passing by the bound one and just
Yeah.
looks more annoyed with you than anything at this point.
Sorry, we're leaving. Jeez. And I'll just keep making my way.
All right. All right. I would say you effectively retreat back to the green. But the mountain is calm. It's not shaking. There are no more collapses causing. Just the green.
I didn't like the idea of any of us getting caught in there.
Yeah.
I don't either. Oh, I think we did miss out on quite a bit of information.
Yeah, there's maybe we rest up and try again.
Who's injured? I didn't seem like we got hit that hard, but the idea of being trapped and not being able to come back was a little bit more than I think we're ready for.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm being too cautious, you tell me, but I kind of seen enough death for a bit.
Yeah, I don't want to get stuck down here permanently.
No, we can't risk a collapse and getting stuck in here. It'll take
Right.
folks a while to get us out. And if we don't just immediately die.
All right, I've got a small scratch. Who else is hurt?
It got me a little too, and Teresa's holding her arm.
Yeah, a couple scrapes. So it's the more annoying part though.
I'm good.
We want to head back and then try again tomorrow after we've got some rest, or
Yeah, now that we know a little bit of what we're in for.
you want to replenish your salt, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah. let's take ourselves home, and hopefully John isn't going to kill anyone else tonight. You're muted, Alex.
Is there anything else we wanted to look at or think about before we head back? I don't know if there were any specific goals we had in mind.
The only thing that I can think of is that we haven't visited again the posts since the last person was taken.
Yeah, Lucas told me what was there. It's the sister.
Mm-hmm.
But was there anything else we had in mind? Anyone wanted to find out that we might be able to suss out without going deeper and thinking about why we wanted to come to the mine?
Well, what we do know is that they bound John here for some reason, but it wasn't with John that they made the pact. They didn't make it with Applejack. They made it, I think they made it with whatever Applejack calls beloved. And he told us that that's lower, deeper.
And all I can really think is, I mean, those veins haven't always been there, right?
I wouldn't think so.
I think someone would have spilled that over drinks.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. The only thing I can really think is, veins are usually what leads to something like the heart.
Mm-hmm.
We got a long way to go.
I mean, yeah, you'd think somebody would say something about it, but ain't no one spilled anything about this grotto to anybody either. I mean, we've been living with secrets in this town for quite a while now, haven't we?
Oh, it seems. It is kind of odd that we've never heard anything about the environment down here.
I mean, this is just supposed to be a coal mine.
Every time we look for answers, we end up with more questions.
And at the entrance, there wasn't another way to go to get to the coal area, and the door was just a separate thing that we went through, right?
Right. This is the only way in.
Yeah. This I don't think McCavish or anyone else can hold a lie this big if this was known to everybody. But I don't know. My world has been very upset the last few days.
I sense something dark about that man, though. Something ain't right in his soul.
Well, yeah.
Beyond being money hungry. That's just normal human shit.
Maybe. All right. Gather up Lucas. Lucas, do you want to take a look at the green before we head out?
You've never seen a man whip around so fast, clasp his hands together. It's like, if you don't mind.
It seems pretty safe. Just don't go any deeper.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Kind
I'll
of
escort him. Just to be sure.
Kid in candy shop easily enough.
Mhm.
He's excited. He's digging through everything. He's holding flowers in his hands, just making notes, and you almost see him look like he's going to cast something, but stops when he looks to you and says, later, what the it's fine. It's oh, he just kind of suppresses the yell before turning
Um,
around to leave the mine.
Teresa will stop him from this. Is no. What were you gonna do?
I was kind of looks embarrassed for a moment. Gonna offer a bit of my magic to the green.
We gave the Tommy knockers bread.
They're best friends now with you. Um, if you don't mind, he kind of gives a bashful smile and kind of steps away from you into more thick foliage, and you see him kneel down, press his hands against the dewy grass, and he mutters something, and you see a tree start to grow, and it spirals upward, and you see it's in a ash tree. Beautiful. Fully grown, spiraling outwards, ancient and old, already years beyond its years. And he steps back, gives a small nod, and turns to all of you. All right, I'm ready. I'm good.
We'll head out.
You head out. As you head out, Jonas is just still giddy and just kind of wiggling about, kind of trying to contain himself. Further along the path as you go, you meet John again. And he's just kind of sitting there holding what was given to him, either by Jonas or you, Darren. He's just kind of looking up at the sky and kind of contemplating things. As you approach him, he kind of gives a half smile and kind of points towards the northernly area of the sky and says, I've never noticed the stars in that direction before. They're nice.
I look over. Do they look different at all?
Well, first of all, it's a midday.
Yeah. What?
And for a moment, you look and try to see what he's trying to see, and you see birds flying across that area. And he points to them and he says, I didn't know they're supposed to move like that. And you see him squint, and he may need glasses.
Ah, okay. Seriously worried for a second. Ah, it's the vision that is wrong, not the sky. Very good.
Just
No,
a bit of astigmatism over there.
yeah.
Welcome to being a human.
You realize that you've made a whole ass human out of this once wild and boundless life-giving being, and now he's can't see.
How about how about it, John? You come by my house, I make you some stew. And for the first time, you can truly know that there's no strings attached.
You see him just light up with the biggest smile, and he stands up. I like that. I don't have to give anything for stew.
Oh,
I don't have to give anything just to be me. This is
ain't it
how you
nice?
always, yes, this is how you always feel.
Well, sometimes, but depending on what social situation you're in, sometimes you feel obligated to do things.
Yeah, but why? You don't have to.
Society. Oh,
Our
You're right in some ways, but sometimes you are the object of annoying conversations or ridicule if you tend to do something that's not the norm.
So kill him. He kind of gets a shrug. That's obvious. You just get rid of the problem.
It's about living in
Super
a
frowned
community.
upon.
You know, you'll find that making a community work is its own type of magic, comes with its own hexes, curses, and blessings. And you'll learn how to do all that in time.
Okay. If you're willing to teach, I'm willing to learn. I want some of that stew. As he stands up and kind of wiggles about, trying to test the limits of his body, follows you just as giddy as Jonas. And this new being of life next to this head witch who's discovered the green. And yeah, you see two new figures step into the light. With your help, the good you did is bringing this hedge witch to the green and freeing the green man from whatever was binding him here. You did good. You saved an innocent man or being, whatever he is, from the thing he hated most. And you've helped this poor guy from Toledo. You did good. Be proud of yourselves. Make your way to Teresa's home, and John kind of tenderly steps over your barriers as if he's expecting to be repelled. And when he finds that he's not, kind of fine, gallops, prances, what have you, up to your door and stops and kind of looks around, scoops up your flowers, roots and all, and kind of just holds them to his chest as he waits for you to open the door.
Now, don't you go tracking dirt into my house. You put those down and you clean yourself off, clean off your shoes.
Yeah. Does so, and you see him struggle with his boots. One ends up flying across the yard itself as he kind of yanks it too hard and lets go a bit too soon. He just nods and takes the other one off and sets it at your doorstep, dusts himself off.
And she'll let him in.
Scrambles in, sits down, and realizes he doesn't know what to do next.
I pull out a chair for him.
Wiggles over to it and sits down, holding his hands in his lap. A bit of an awkward turtle as he sits there. And for the first time, he's experiencing anxiety.
Oh,
Truly welcome to being human.
honestly, perfectly good human being. Look, you gave it anxiety.
Congratulations, you made a green man have anxiety.
He used to be a god.
But he sits there quietly, looks to all of you and looks to you, Dare, and says, "You really did a good thing, as you might not think you did a good thing. You did do a good thing. I just twisted the terms to suit my own anger and wasn't on you. I was tired and angry, and I just kind of wanted it to be over, you know? It's not on you."
I hear what you're saying. Thank you for saying it.
Mm-hmm. I think I have a splinter in my foot, as he holds up his foot towards all of you.
I've heard
Does
this
he?
one.
He does.
Oh.
He's just trying to contemplate if he's feeling pain or if it's just normal.
I think I've heard that fable.
Which one? The green man turns human, or the human gets a splinter in his foot?
The splinter in the foot. I think it was a tiger. Tiger gets something in his paw.
Yeah. There was a little girl who told that story to me when I lived in a tree far from here. She would tell it to me every day, and eventually I came out of that tree and she and I became good friends. And she was forced off her lands. Clearances killed a lot of people. But she brought me and her stories here. Settled into these mountains and grew and grew and grew. Still stuck to my dealing ways, and eventually I got a new name, Crossroads Man, as he kind of grins and spreads his hands. Then I made deals after deals and got associated with the devil. Not towards Teresa, but I hate the devil. But I liked the stories. Made me seem scarier than I actually was. Then the great and terrible deal happened, and, well, you found me. Y'all found me. And here we are. I am John. John Greenman. I've decided. He looks proud at himself and sits back in his chair, leans back too far, and chair topples over. And he just giggles, delighted at his newfound freedom. Stew being ready, and Jonas/Lucas kind of watches all of this quietly as he makes notes in his journal. But it's a nice moment, peaceful, a respite from all the darkness you've experienced. And it's a good quietness, joys and laughter, newfound friends. As the night pushes in, peaceful for once in the weeks you've had. And as we close out our story, know that you did good. Know that this particular night ends on a happy note.
Wow.
Wow.
Amazing.
Well done, everybody. Let's go around the table, end ourselves off tonight. At the top of the order, Alex, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey everybody, I've been Alex. I publish and perform as Lex Wilson, Alexotica on Twitter, lexwilson.bsky.social on Blue Sky, lexwilson.com for anything else. You can currently find me on another horror actual play with Girls Run These Worlds, playing Heart, the City Beneath on Saturdays. Something to promote a few video games I contributed a small part to the writing and or narrative design are on sale. As part of the summer Steam sale. I think that ends tomorrow. I've mentioned in the past Eye of the Temple, a VR game that's on sale, and Life is Strange Before the Storm, a narrative adventure. Which is also part of the Life is Strange Arcadia Bay collection on some platforms. I'm not sure if the sale is just on Steam or if it's across like PlayStation, Xbox, and stuff like that. Check those things out, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Mal.
Hi, I'm Mal, aka Archangelic. You can find links for me at my website, archangelic.space. I am also, you can find me Twitter, Twitch, do streaming games here. I'm mostly run games on this channel. I am getting into professional GMing. If you want me to run a game for you, that's startplaying.games /GM/Archangelic. That link can also be found on my website. Just a reminder, we're about to go into our after show that's Patreon supported. The after show is always free, but we appreciate your support regardless. That's it for me.
Thank you. Heck.
Hey everybody, it's me, Sir Heckalot. I'm here. I'm on your screen, and you can find me all over the internet at Sir Heckalot, including Twitch, Itch, I guess Twitter as long as supplies last, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I like when Twitter finally dies, it's gonna be out of my outro, and it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be real weird. But just find me as the best place to figure out where I'm gonna be in the TTRPG space next, because I tend to wander a lot and wear a lot of hats and do a lot of things. It's also where I post about the hectic life that is being a fourth year DVM student. So if you like hearing about that kind of stuff, I talk about it a lot there too. But just kind of a window into where I'm gonna be around next. You can find me on Singularity Roleplay this Sunday with City of Mist. I play a Rift of the Raven from the Edgar Allan Poe work, and it's a really good time. I think we're starting a new case soon too, so it's gonna be real neat. Then I do a whole bunch of stuff with Neon Lights Roleplay, so you're bound to see me over there every once in a while. So yeah, just come check us out. But yeah, it's me.
Thank you very much. And last but not least, Soliloquy.
Hey friends, I am Soliloquy Jaden. You can find me everywhere online as Fat Sapphic Bro. I mostly hang out on TikTok, make a variety of content. Feel free to follow me. As for streaming, I'm here on Twitch most Sundays, 7:30 to 9:30 p.m., most Mondays, 5 to 7 p.m., most Tuesdays, 6 to 9 p.m., and most Wednesdays, 2 to 5 p.m., all Pacific time. Thanks for hanging out with us.
And just so you know, you are loved very much here and everywhere around the world. And I've been Jen. You can find me on Twitter. And I hope you have a good night. So long. It's good night.